Hey everyone, welcome to Tier List Sunday number 2, and in this video I found a tier list that ranks the top 500 most popular albums on Rate Your Music. Now I am most definitely not going to be ranking all 500 of these, but I am going to go through the list and I'm going to pick out some of the ones that I have opinions on, that I actually know and have listened to and enjoy or don't enjoy. And we're gonna be fighting ads this entire time, so I hope you don't mind that. I'm just gonna be trying to get through this. We're not gonna do too many. I'm not entirely sure how many we're going to get through, but I already see an album on here that I want to talk about, and that's Amnesiac by Radiohead. Amnesiac, I believe that's how you say it. Now, I love Radiohead. They're one of my favorite bands. I almost said favorite albums. They're one of my favorite bands. And this is no exception. There are some great bangers on this album. Like Spinning Plates is such a great song. But this is not their best in their entire discography. That would have to go to either OK Computer or Kid A, of course. But, I mean, In Rainbows is fantastic as well. The Bends is great. This is a great album too. I feel very, very safe putting this in the A tier. Now, if we scroll through here a little bit, we have Animals by Pink Floyd. Now, Pink Floyd is such a fantastic band. They craft albums so beautifully, and there's nothing you can really say about this album except for the fact that it easily goes in the S tier. It's one of the best albums of all time. Now, I'm just going to do some rearranging here, because if we look down here, here we have another one. So here's Astro World. And Astro World's not bad. I think Travis Scott is more of a... he's less of a rapper and more of like a hip-hop artist. Like, he doesn't really rap too well. He's not the best rapper by any means. He's not that lyrical, but he does have great production. A lot of his beats and his albums feel very psychedelic, very interesting to get lost in, even though I don't think his performances are that great. Now, out of all of his albums, this is probably my second least favorite. I think Rodeo and Birds are both better, and this one and Utopia are both a step down for me. I think C tier for myself is the perfect place for this, but I know many people, especially hip-hop fans, would put it in the A tier, maybe the S tier. I definitely don't see it that way because Rodeo just simply is better. Now, American Idiot by Green Day. I don't dislike this album at all. In fact, there's some of my favorite Green Day songs are on this album. So, with that being said, it doesn't blow me away. It's not my favorite album by any means, but I enjoy American Idiot. I'm going to go B tier here. Now we're going to go down here and grab Atrocity Exhibition by Danny Brown, because I actually listened to this album not too long ago, and I was very surprised by it. The production is very weird, it's very dark, and the lyrics are very edgy. Now, all of that sounds great, but the reason this album doesn't work for me fully is Danny Brown's delivery is incredibly awkward sometimes. Now, some of his songs sound good, but man, his voice is just so weird. And some of the songs I just could not vibe with because his voice is so odd. And for that reason, I'm going to put it in the low B tier because I appreciate... you know what, this is my list. I'm putting it in the C tier because I appreciate what he was trying to do, but his voice is just too awkward for me. I'm going to scroll down here, find another, yada yada yada. Okay, here we go. My Chemical Romance is The Black Parade. One of my 10 favorite albums of all time. It's easily going in the S tier. I think The Black Parade has My Chemical Romance has My Chemical Romance's best songs on it. Mama, Teenagers, Welcome to the Black Parade. Like, there's literally so many bangers on this album. My favorite song of theirs, Cancer, is also on this album. I just enjoy the hell out of this thing, and it's a perfect 10 out of 10 record. I don't even have much more to say about it. The aesthetic is perfect, and 21 Pilots got some of their inspiration from this album, and you could tell because their first self-titled album is fantastic as well. So yeah, My Chemical Romance, The Black Parade. Now moving along, I see another one here. Bleach by Nirvana. Now, is this Nirvana's weakest record? I wouldn't say it's weak, but it's definitely not as good as Nevermind or In Utero, because those two albums are perfect 10 out of 10 grunge rocks. This is a good album though. This is not bad. There's some really good standout tracks on here, but it's not one that I visit as often as the other two. And that's just simply because they haven't really found their sound yet, and that's not a bad thing at all. In fact, I like that this album has its own sound, but it's not as unique as Nevermind or In Utero. It does feel very raw. I'm putting it in the B tier. I actually own this on vinyl, and I do enjoy it a lot, but I can't put it in the A tier. Now we're going to keep scrolling. I don't want to have too many Radioheads on the bracket just because I know how popular Radiohead is. I don't want them to dominate this list, but I do really like the bends. I enjoy the bends quite immensely. Some of my favorite songs are on that album, and I'm probably gonna have to put it above Amnesiac because it's just a bit more. I love Planet Telex so much, and I like it more than anything on Amnesiac, even though they're both great albums. I gotta put it slightly above. But yeah, the bends, A tier. So there's 8 here so far. I think I'm comfortable doing. We'll go with 15 today, or maybe 20, because I don't want this video to be 9,000 years long. But I also want to get some good albums in here, a good variety. Now, Blonde. Blonde is one of those albums that had to grow on me. When I first listened to it, I was like, okay, I'm not really seeing what everybody else is seeing in this album. I'm not really vibing with it. His production's a bit too mellow and simple for my taste. But the more I listen to it, and it might be a cliche pick, but Pink and White is just such a great song. I'm starting to like his lyrics a lot more. And while it's not my favorite album by any means, I can't put it in the D tier. I'm gonna go C tier because I just think that it's growing on me and it's a very artful album. And despite that I'm not the biggest fan of it ever, I am looking forward to Frank Ocean's new album, hopefully coming this year. Alright, here we go. Now we have the Blue Album by Weezer, and I think this album is fantastic. I don't know if I could give it an S tier, but it's a damn great album. There's not a single skip on this entire record. It's short, but it's not like too short that it's hollow. I think it has the perfect amount of tracks that it needs to. Everything is said in it that needs to be said. The production is great. The songs are super catchy. And overall, even though I haven't visited this album too often since listening to it, I do go back to it once in a while because it really is just a great time. And, by the way, Weezer's best album. Pinkerton fans don't know what they're talking about. Alright, let's scroll down here. I'm going to put a couple on the list just because I see them right here. And it's my list. Any more off the top of the dome piece that I know or have listened to recently? Yes. Okay. Here we go. Alright. So, let's go with Damn. Damn is a near perfect rap album, and it's in my top 10 rap albums, and it's not even Kendrick's second best album. That's how you know how good Kendrick Lamar is, because To Pimp a Butterfly and GKMC are both better, and yet Damn is still in my top 10 rap albums because it's just perfect. The production is great. His rapping, his flows are all fantastic. The songs are great. I love the opening intro for Blood. I love Duckworth. It's one of my favorite Kendrick Lamar songs. Damn has to definitely be up there. Now, Currents by Tame Impala. I'm not the biggest Tame Impala fan. I don't dislike him. I like Tame Impala, but I'm not like a diehard like my brother is. But Currents is probably his best record. And The Less I Know, the Better. Same person, new person, same old mistakes. You know, I don't actually know if that's the name of the song. But, man, Currents is a great album. And I actually think it is better than Slow Rush after listening to Slow Rush again. So I'm going to have to put Currents. I'm going to put Currents at the top of the A tier because it's not in my, like, holy grail of albums. But it is a great record. Now, Dark Side of the Moon, it's not my favorite Pink Floyd album, but what can I say that's not already been said about this album? It's fantastic. The production is great. The songs are great. And it's got very, very, very atmospheric and moody songs on it, which I love. I don't know. I still don't know how much of a fan I am of that Money song, but I have this on record. I think it's a great album. I gotta put it in the S tier. Now, Channel Orange is a step down for me from Blonde because I just don't think his songwriting is as good as it is on Blonde. And for that reason, I don't really ever visit Channel Orange. Now, I do like Pyramids. I believe that's a really good song. Other than that, though, this album doesn't really offer me anything. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Now, Downward Spiral by 9 Inch Nails. 9 Inch Nails is probably my second favorite band behind 21 Pilots, so this album is no surprise being in the S tier. It's fantastic. It is utterly amazing. I think this album is dark, it's gritty, it's really disturbing, but it could be a little bit hopeful at times because like he's talking about how awful his experiences are, but yet he keeps pushing through. I think this album is just fantastic. And the production is so good. I love 9 Inch Nails' industrial rock production where they loop a lot of the times. It's just so great. And I don't know how many that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15, we're going to find one more album because I want to wrap up this video for now. And we can always visit this list next Sunday. But for now, I'm going to pick one more album. And it's going to be a good one. Where is it? Let's see, we can do, Flower Boy by Tyler. I love Tyler. Here's Fragile by 9 Inch Nails. I'm going to move that to the top so that next time we come to this, we can do that one. The Last Show, The Eminem Show by Eminem, of course. I'm going to put that up there. An Evening of Silk Sonic, going to put up there, but not going to do it this time. So just a couple spoilers for next week's video. In Rainbows, I'm going to do, okay, I see the one we're going to do. In Rainbows, and then there's one more I wanted to grab, In Utero. We're going to be putting up there for next time. But for now, the album I want to talk about, I could do Hot Rats. Oh my gosh, hold on. Hot Rats, we're going to go up here as well. And I saw Hounds of Love. Okay, but the last album, we got some Radioheads as well, that I want to talk about is Hybrid Theory by Linkin Park. Now, Linkin Park is such a special band for me because as I was getting into music, they're one of the bands that I started with. I love their discography, even though some of their records are definitely not as strong as others. But if you've seen my Linkin Park video on my channel before, you know that this is the absolute tip-top, if not Meteora, slightly better. But going back and forth between the two, I actually think I prefer Hybrid Theory. And I think it's not even controversial for myself anymore. I just love Hybrid Theory. I think there's so many of my favorite Linkin Park songs are on this record. It's so raw and they just feel so young and fresh. And Linkin Park, even though they evolved their sound overall throughout their career, I still think this is a sound that is my favorite by them. I love Linkin Park, and that's where I'm going to end the video today because I'm not going to find a better album than Hybrid Theory at the moment, besides the ones that I already put down here, but we'll talk about those in next week's video. But yeah, thank you so much for liking and subscribing. I'll see you guys next time, and let me know what you thought. Thank you.